Okay, hello and welcome back, everybody, to What's New and Coming Up with Lipedema. I'm Siobhan Huggins, and I am the research specialist with Lipedema Simplified, and I'm here with Catherine.
Hi, everyone. I'm Catherine, and I am the founder and chief cook and bottle washer for Lipedema Simplified. I'm goofy today. Dr. Carmody, we were meeting with him earlier, and I was goofy, and he said, "You're goofy." I am.
Yeah, and that meeting actually does concern something that is new and coming up with Lipedema, although not super close, but we are actively working on it, which is the new book. And also, before we get too far in, I do want to mention if anybody is watching, I know there are some out there watching us live, go ahead and put in the comments hello, a what the weather's like, a what you did for 4th of July if you're in the US, what you're doing over the summer if you're not. And yeah, because we always like to hear from you. Um,
I
yeah.
had a wonderful 4th of July holiday weekend. I had friends and family. I don't barbecue. I would have barbecued had I barbecued if I did barbecue. It would have been, but it's so much of a hassle, and I don't do it very frequently that instead I used what's that machine that I use?
Air fryer.
Air fryer. I used the air fryer and I did the chicken wings in the air fryer instead of the barbecue, which if I had a barbecue, I would do the barbecue. But anyway, I did the air fryer and everybody loved the chicken wings. They received rave reviews. And I had a Lipedema ladies gathering, which was terrific. We had 7 of us on my deck and oh, it was just lovely. And we talked and laughed and cried and ate and laughed. It was good.
Yeah, and to me, that's a big part of the 4th of July is getting together with neighbors and friends and family and whoever you can. So I'm glad you were able to do that. I do not have any neighbors. No, wait. I do have neighbors. I don't have any family or friends around right now. So I went to go hang out with my neighbors downtown. I went to the parade, which was quite funny. There were horses, there were a couple dogs, there was a couple of tortoises. I'm not sure what they were affiliated with. Um, there was they brought out the town's first fire truck from way back when, so it was super old fashioned. It was the number one fire truck. That was really cool. The some previous mayors were there and stuff like that, and so I did that, and then I also went to a fireworks show in the evening because they do a free fireworks show every year that they can. It sounds like they said that they had to cancel last year because of weather, and this year there was a storm looming off in the distance. But what ended up happening is it was far enough away that it didn't interfere with anything. And so the entire time the fireworks were going off, there was also all of this lightning and the clouds lighting up behind the fireworks, and it just ended up adding an additional layer of the show. And the show itself was really awesome. They timed up everything with music they had put together. One of the songs was actually an original that the host of the event had like written himself, and it was like half an hour long of just the fireworks, and they had live music as well. It was great. And the whole time during the fireworks show, people were like cheering and screaming at the biggest ones and the brightest ones and all of that. So it was a lot of fun. And I got all dressed up to go downtown. You saw the picture. And yeah, it was great. It was awesome. The show itself, because I've never been to a fireworks show before, because I was talking to mom about it. And in Texas, where they had lived before, there were cool fireworks shows. I think in Galveston was one she mentioned, and like in Indiana, there was nothing. Like a couple neighbors would send some up, but that was about it. But I went to this one. I was like, I get it now. It's like the first time I went to a concert, I was like, I get it. I understand why people get so excited about this. So it was really fun, and I got a little souvenir, small American flag that I have tucked with the feather with July 4th, 1776 that Raymond Perrin gave us. I have mine in my reading room.
Oh yeah, he got that for us. That was so nice.
Yeah,
We
so
went to Lexington and Concord and all of the early revolutionary places while he was here from the UK. Dr. Perrin from the Perrin technique. Oh
mhm.
my God, that was so fabulous.
He was so excited about it, which made it so much more fun. But it was also really cool because I had never seen those before, and I've already talked to my husband about it. Like, we have to take you there. Like, once you get to the U.S., you have to go see it. It's so cool. There's so much history there, and we're learning about the Revolutionary War and the Constitution and all sorts of stuff right now together. So it's like it's a field trip, so we can go learn more.
I am just downloading the photo that you sent me. Give me a
Now,
moment.
don't show it on the Facebook Live. That is not for anybody else's eyes.
Okay, but you look so gorgeous.
Yeah, that's for your eyes and my husband's eyes and nobody else, except for the people in town.
Oh my God, you look so gorgeous. All right, I'm gonna.
But I will be wearing that dress slightly modified in the chest area for my presentation in August. So people will have the opportunity to see it at that point, just in a more modest version.
She has cleavage.
Yes.
The
Um,
issue is the cleavage.
yeah. So, but yeah, I did get dressed up, and I actually did have fun. And people will see the dress later in a slightly different form.
I really think you should, but anyway, I totally respect. Totally respect. So, I just want to mention that the medical go bag um, workshop is fabulous. So we had the first class. It was just wonderful. And tonight is the coaching session. And then we will go on throughout July. And I want to talk about this very gently is that, as we've been looking at having a chronic disease and what does preparedness mean, we're adding another piece to preparedness, which is end of life planning. Um, so um, we have a fireside chat. I couldn't remember what we called them. Um, anyway, we have a fireside chat. It was going to be on a weekday. We changed it. And so it's either going to be on Sunday, July 19th or Saturday, July 25th. I was about to say 26th, but it's the 25th. So, and what is it? It is a time to, I know this might sound crazy, but to really think of end of life. Um, the one thing that we all know, it's probably the only thing we know with certainty, is that the only way to transition here on planet Earth, at least the only way that I have ever heard of, is we're going to transition and die. And yet it's something that all of us, including me, I just don't think about it. Well, I'm in my 70s, so I think about it more than other people, I'm sure. but I think it's such an important conversation to have. So we have a death doula coming in. A death doula is very much like a birth doula. A birth doula is there to help the birthing process. A death doula comes to help the transitioning process. So, anyway, she is just lovely. Okay, we have a couple people here. Oh, Jenny.
Yeah,
Round the Island Yacht Race she's going to be in. That's wonderful.
yeah. And she said she has to be up at 4 in the morning to take part, and we will have to be on the boat at 5:30 a.m. That is super early, but it does sound like a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. That's great. That's an adventure. Carol is from Maryland, but she said she didn't do much over the 4th. I usually don't either. This was so unusual for me.
For me as well.
Yeah, isn't it fun? It's fun doing things differently in old age. I can claim old age. Siobhan can't.
Yeah, I can't yet, but I have been trying to do more unusual fun things because I've had a lot of conversations with my husband about like what traditions do we want to pass on to our kids in terms of like holidays and how we celebrate and stuff like that. And it made me realize I don't do a lot. Like I already knew that, but then I was like, is not doing a lot what I want to pass on to my kids? No. And then I was like, I have to start doing things and get into the habit now. So I am having more fun, and it's enjoyable. I've been having a good time, so it's been a good change for me.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, and now because we do this on late on a Friday afternoon, late for me, not so late for Siobhan. Time is it? Is it like 3, quarter to 4 for you? It's quarter to
Yep,
5 for me.
yep, 1/4 to 4.
Oh my God. Sue Nonamaker said that they were able to see fireworks going off at the same time in 10 communities.
Wow.
See all of them, like everything was ablaze. I watched fireworks on television. That's because I when I was in Boston, I had this most amazing apartment um, for many years, like 25 maybe years, that had a view of Boston you could die for. It was so beautiful. And I could see the fireworks every July 4th. And then I didn't live there anymore. And I was, in a more residential area, which I loved, but I would watch the fireworks on TV. And this year I watched the fireworks on TV because the Boston Pops, there's no one like them. It's as simple as that. I think the Boston Pops are just fabulous and they do a wonderful job on the 4th of July. So anyway, I watched those and oh my God, the fireworks were magnificent. But it's very different when you can see them in the sky and when you're looking at the television set. It looks a little more like a movie or.
Hmm.
But anyway, it was still good.
Yeah, it's still fun. And there were a lot of really great shows this year, it seems like. I've seen footage from a bunch of different ones across the country, which was really cool. And
Oh yeah.
even stuff like in France, they lit up the Eiffel Tower, I think. In Japan, they did like a drone show or something like that to celebrate the 4th. So it's nice to celebrate with our friends too.
Yeah, it's very good. So I think on that note, oh, there's one thing that I want you to talk about, Siobhan. The pudding recipe.
Yes. I sent you a text earlier today that said keto chow core chia seed pudding, 2 thumbs up, I think is what I said. And basically, it came about because I'm back on dairy free. It's a long traveled road back and forth again. But I did want to have some pudding, and I was like, how do I make dairy free pudding? And I realized I could make some with keto chow core, which is the version that has the beef protein isolate instead of the milk protein isolate. So as long as the fat that you use is dairy free, then the entire thing is dairy free. And I have done it before with gelatin to make more of like a panna cotta, but for one, I don't have any gelatin on hand, and for two, I did have chia seeds on hand. So I basically just threw it together and stuck it in the fridge, and I wasn't really sure what was going to happen because it's been probably around a decade since I've had chia seed pudding, but I've been thinking about it on and off like throughout this year for some reason. So I had these little individual packets of chia seeds that are for like travel, I guess, because I saw them at the grocery store. And basically, all I did is I took one scoop of keto chow core, the chocolate flavor, which I always have on hand. And then I did 4 tablespoons of Wagyu tallow, which is a softer tallow, so it's good for making the shakes. You could also do butter or olive oil or avocado oil or whatever you want to do. And then 16 ounces of water. I mixed that all up until it was all mixed together. And then all I did was I added a tablespoon of the chia seeds, and I think you said basil seeds do the same thing,
Yeah,
so
I think
just
so.
do that.
That's what I use.
Yeah, and I mixed that into it, and I also topped it with some freeze dried strawberries, just on the very top, and probably about a tablespoon of that too, I would say, and stuck it in the fridge. And then the next day, I came and got it, and it was like a loose, like soft pudding. Um, Not quite the same texture of like the, I don't even remember what they're called. The ones I had as a kid, basically in the plastic cups, but very
Pudding.
similar. Yeah, pudding.
Pudding.
Very similar to that, and it was really good. And the thing that I really like about it is because I don't know if it's like the chia seeds themselves or because I'm eating it slower or what, but I find it like more satiating. And I've been eating it for breakfast, and then I'll have the other thing that I've been making recently, which is brisket. Brisket was on sale, so I reached out and made my dad's recipe, which is based off of his dad's recipe. So it's a family brisket recipe. Basically, put it in the oven and cook it for a really long time. I cooked mine for 24 hours, but it was perfect. I do prefer it on the grill, but I don't have one. So
How did you cook it?
I basically I cut it in half because my baking sheets are not big enough to cook a whole 12-pound brisket. So I cut off about 6 pounds of it. I pat it down to remove any excess moisture. I put on kosher salt and freshly ground black pepper. And then I also added a little bit of freeze dried garlic to it and both sides. And then I wrapped it in parchment paper and then tinfoil. The parchment paper is just, I heard something about like aluminum foil can leach into your food at high heat.
Hmm.
So I put the parchment paper over it to separate them.
Very
Um,
good.
yeah, and then so it's wrapped up in the parchment and tinfoil and in a baking sheet, so any juices can just go in there. And I put it in the oven at 225 for 24 hours. So from 8 in the morning to 8 in the morning. And then it was done. But then I have food for like almost a week because I usually eat about a pound of it for lunch. And then, yeah, it's been really good. So I just do a basic dry rub, which has always been my preference. My grandpa's recipe usually has it marinated in barbecue sauce. I think that's a whole debate in the barbecue community. But either one I think is great. And yeah, it's super filling. It's super delicious. It tastes like home to me. Brisket is definitely one of my comfort foods because I've always been eating it for as long as I can remember.
Hmm.
So both of those, the keto chow core, chia seed pudding, and the brisket are basically all I've been eating for the past 2 weeks.
How are you doing volume and weight wise? Is it helping?
I don't track my weight. I don't like it, and because it can fluctuate with the water weight, I just find it too upsetting. So I don't look at that. I do take measurements, but I only take measurements about once a month because even if I do lose, it's going to be super slow and not noticeable until that point.
Hmm.
So I'll be able to tell in another 2 weeks if the dairy free is helping or not. But even just in terms of like how my legs are doing, like in terms of the swelling, in terms of the redness in them and stuff, they are doing a lot better. Um, and yeah, so unfortunately for me, dairy free is probably the way to go. But fortunately for me, it means eating pudding and brisket. So I guess I can't complain.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's really good. Well, what are you eating this weekend?
This weekend, I am out of brisket, unfortunately, but a couple weeks ago, I signed up for a local beef short share for 1/4 of a cow through a local rancher here in South Dakota. And I just got my first delivery on the 7th. So in my fridge, I have a ribeye that I will be cooking up. And I'm probably going to do a reverse sear on that. So I'll be cooking it low and slow for about half an hour in the oven, and then I'll
Wait,
finish
wait,
it off
wait, wait. You're doing what with it?
a reverse sear.
What's that?
So
What's that?
instead of doing a sear, like a high heat sear first, and then cooking it the rest of the way to whatever amount you want done. With a reverse sear, you typically cook it in the oven at a lower temperature until it's medium rare or whatever, and
And
then
then
you
you sear
finish
it?
it off. Yep. In I use a cast iron pan at high heat to add that crust to it, and I tend to prefer that. And I've also been like craving like slow cooked meat for some reason. Um, so
Well,
I will be
that's
doing
because
that.
it falls off. I mean, it falls apart.
Yeah, it also, I want to say it helps break up the collagen a lot better in it. Maybe, I don't know. But that's just what I've been in the mood for. So I have a ribeye that I will be eating. I'll be eating more pudding because I have more chia seeds and stuff. I've also been drinking a lot of tea recently. I have my water boiler set up so it keeps the water at a certain temperature and I can select what temperature that is. I've had it for probably like 15 years at this point. And I have a big tea collection. So I have some black tea, and then I also candied my own strawberries with allulose, which was super simple. You just slice them up and you pat off the excess moisture, and then you put them in the allulose on both sides, shove them in the oven, cook them for 4 hours, and you have candied strawberries that are perfect for adding to tea. And then I also just got in some pink peppercorns, which are not actually peppercorns, but they're called peppercorns. And that combination, the black tea, the candied strawberries, and the pink peppercorns, make up a tea blend that I had in Boulder that was called Spring in Paris, and it was one of my absolute favorites. So now I have the ingredients to make my own. So,
Oh, that sounds good. I'm gonna. It's just starting to pour outside,
ooh,
so I have to go get some stuff because I didn't plan on it pouring, but it's pouring out. All
yeah.
right. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for stopping by.
Oh, I hope it doesn't pour tomorrow. I have someone coming for brunch. Oh, it's pouring.
It's
All
raining, it's
right.
pouring.
All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.
Bye bye.
I have to end this now. Okay.